Hey Z Warriors, Dragon Ball Radio has a very special YouTube version of the season for our preview season, and it wasn't even one that was spoiled by the Beckett opening, so I hope everybody enjoys it. I want to make sure that everybody really just takes a few minutes with me to go over the card. I'll show you what it is on screen, and we'll go over it together. It is called Saiyan Denial. As you can see, it is rare 125 and an energy combat card. It has no endurance, but is an energy attack costing 2 stages, attached to your MP. While attached, you may choose for your mastery power attacks to deal their power stage damage as life cards of damage instead. And the actual damage of this attack is 7 life cards. Now, we'll just talk a few strategy, maybe a little bit of deck placement, pros and cons of this card. The obvious usage is Insane Rampaging Mastery. Because it's almost pigeonholed by its immediate effect. I know that there are some Saiyan players, especially Broly and Cell, on a stage like my opponent, make sure I push out as much damage as possible. But sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes you just can't seem to get them down in stages, and you do want to push out some of that poke life card damage. And a Namekian player, for instance, might actually start taking some physical damage just to power back up if there's a fusion on the field. Red might not power up, but level up in fact. So they'll take the stage damage, knowing that they'll just get the stages back. Sure, a Broly player might be able to just sit there and go, well, I'm going to deny you stages when you level up anyway, but Cell or Goku or Gohan, especially if people want to play a Gohan ally-based deck, may not be feeling it. They can't really deny them stages and really hurt them as they level up. So this is a good way to take your 3 endurance attack, make it a 4 life card damage attack as opposed to a 4 stage attack. It's still poke damage, but being able to push out some life cards may make your opponent go, well, I don't want to take this attack, and they might have to stop it. Obviously there are higher endurance cards, and when you start threatening critical damage, this is where this card immediately shines. Now, you won't see it very often, in my opinion. I wouldn't play it very often in Saiyan Empowered, which means I'm almost never going to have this in a Saiyan Raditz deck. I know DDA has his own Saiyan Raditz type train, but I really like the Saiyan, that deck, and I want to explore it. I wouldn't put this card in there. 2 stage cost for 7 life cards is enormous, though. It's so much value. So, other Saiyan Empowered decks, if you want to run with Saiyan Empowered beats so that you keep getting your stages back, Turles, I think, would benefit from this card a lot. 7 life cards, no endurance, gain 1 anger, gain 3 stages back if it hits. It's phenomenal. But it's mostly useful for the Saiyan Rampaging matchup when you really need to push out that extra couple life cards. Now, if you have, say, for instance, the chance to stage pressure, you might want to have Saiyan Denial actually just not activate for the life card switch. That's absolutely plausible because if you can get your opponent down in stages, then your physical attacks that are doing AT plus AT, or AT plus 5, or AT plus 4 are going to be phenomenally strong. This is for the backup plan, when you just can't seem to get their stages down, but you need to push out some life cards to really get them going. I think it's a really solid card. If I had to rate it, I'd rate it 7 out of 10. You can't use it really with both masteries. It is a really powerful attack, so Empowered can get some use out of it, and you get all your stages back if it hits, but it's mostly for the Rampaging Mastery. Since it turns your non-styled physical attack from stage to life cards, that's definitely a plus. But it does shoehorn it into being it's a backup card, really. It has no real tech against the field, against allies, against there's no search your opponent's life deck. It's just push out some physical damage for life cards instead of stages. Saiyan has had trouble keeping stages down, and we'll see where it ends up sitting itself in the meta, with Broly and Cell, I think, being 2 of the strongest Saiyans that are going to be pushing out as much physical damage as possible. They may opt just for the life card draw. And if Turles wants to push out some serious energy damage, putting this in the Empowered, or even if he really wanted to go that route, Rampaging, Turles could really punish the opponent for not stopping this attack. It doesn't have a hit effect, so thankfully it just goes off. So opponents may just be forced to stop and non-hit effect, and then you need to get your hit effect physical energy through. This is something that can really push that out as well. We'll see where it goes. This is my first video, like face-on video ever, much less for a card preview, and especially doing it myself. If you want to rail on me, feel free to do it in the comments below. And you know what? Go ahead and let's discuss it on Facebook. Let's discuss it in the comments below, and just tell me what you think of the card, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Peace out, Warriors.